Welcome to the Full Experience. This is a series that looks at 4 episodes from a television show to figure out if we can get the gist of having watched the entire thing with just those 4. Full means first, ultimate, the highest ranked according to IMDb rankings, lowest, and last episode. Right now we are watching Land of the Lost, and it is time to go low. The lowest ranked episode of Land of the Lost was Season 3, Episode 9, Abominable Snowman, which first aired November 6th, 1976. I'm Tom Merritt. He's Brian Brushwood.
Tom, I have a theory that I'm developing.
Yeah?
And I've been sketching around
You're like
it,
the Charles Darwin of the Full Experience.
Yes, exactly. When we watched the ultimate, the highest IMDb quality rated episode of Land of the Lost, I was not terribly impressed. I sent you a brief clip of my daughter watching it, and I said, this is the highest rated episode. She's like, what? That episode was the highest rated episode because it was interesting in that it broke the pattern. The Sleestaks were slow, plodding creatures, and now all of a sudden we had a smart Sleestak who was Leonard Nimoy, basically, written in an episode written by Walter Koenig, Chekhov.
Right.
And now, so the reason it was beloved is because it broke the pattern and did something interesting and hinted at a wider world. When we have a lowest episode, it's one of 2 reasons. Either it's a standalone, quirky project they were trying, and they refused at the time to speak to the main narrative. Instead of, they go off in the side somewhere. Or it's because the episode is just same as all the other episodes, nothing new, innovated. That's what happened on this one. And we've seen several times on the Full Experience that if you're only watching 4 episodes, it is not a problem that an episode is all the same. It is a gift to somebody who just wants to get caught up on like, oh, they're going through all this because these are all the things that they're always doing. This guy's always grouching about this or whatever. In that regard, this lowest episode, the first half of this, Tom, I was thrilled right from the opening credits where I'm like, oh my God, the dad, I guess, like they brought me up to speed. They're all like, Brian Brushwood, look at the dad. Went through a
gone.
green screen.
We got a Jack now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now a new guy is coming in. And then right off the top, it's like, they're all like, we still are looking for dad. And then in walks that same character from the ultimate episode. And we got Chaka. We were introduced to Chaka.
And Chaka, who we've watched 2 episodes and we've seen them both. So it's like, oh, okay, we haven't missed anything. Here they are.
And it was a great moment when they're all like, Chaka, this is what fire be like. And he's like, yeah, I know. I talk now. And I'm like, oh my God. This is even better.
I totally learned your language over the intervening episodes, but don't be shocked.
Yes.
We also had a 2-headed dinosaur, so it's like, oh, we got new dinosaurs going on. Yeah. Honestly, I felt like Jack was an improvement as an actor over Dad.
Those biceps, he knew his lane, and he seemed less abusive.
And then I feel like we might be going to the same place because I was like, actually, this is a pretty great episode until we got to the cave, until we got to the Abominable Snowman.
Okay.
And they essentially took Chaka's costume with the face cut out, made it white, and put it on a bigger guy.
Yes. And also the guy clearly was an electrician or something. And I hope look, you're limited by the tools of what you have, and you can offset what they wanted.
They ran out of steam. They were limited by the tools this whole episode. They ran out of steam when they had the Tapa dance, and then they're like, I guess we just run past him and he gets mad. I don't know. Just get to the bridge. Get to the bridge.
Well,
that's the good part.
Also, it was like, I mean, there was a good 4 minutes of them just standing, staring at each other inside the cave. And that can work if you're going to do shot, reverse shot, a shadow
and build tension
moves,
and
a bead of sweat on the eye. But instead, just a static wide shot of like, I don't know.
And they didn't even look nervous.
No, and it's just like, oh my God. Okay, so the problem is that they're trapped. Okay, so they go into a cave with the stated reason being that the guy can't get in there, but it's the guy's home.
House.
And the guy is in his own home, awkwardly confused by it.
Why are you in my house?
And then also, it's like they don't want him to have his food, I guess.
Also, we kind of forgot we're there to save the unicorn for a while.
Yes.
Like the whole point was like, we have to save the unicorn. We have to save. How did the unicorn get across this bridge? I don't know. It's pretty crazy. And then like, oh, now we just need to run away from the snowman. I forget the unicorn. He's not important right now.
Yeah. And also, I believe she literally says, oh, it's just fire. It won't burn you. Like, I'm sorry. Isn't that literally the purpose of fire is to be burned?
Yeah. Yeah. Also, so when they get across the bridge, and then I guess the bridge fell while they were gone, so they didn't know it was there. But
in the bridge. Oh, you mean
the tree over the gap that they had to cut down a tree that just happened to fall right where they needed to, and then that helped them escape. But
but he like threw it off the side at the or was there an earthquake?
I feel like there was an earthquake or something. Okay. Yeah.
I like the fact that he just ambiguously jumps around and Jack's like, that means we're never doing this again. Bye.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought up until the cave, and after they cross the bridge again on the way back, good episode, decent episode for Land of the Lost. Great episode. But yeah. I see where the Abominable Snowman thing made this episode go off the rails. Like, it could be the worst episode of Land of the Lost just because of those scenes right in there.
Yeah, and man, I halfway through I was wound up, man. I was gonna go to the mat to defend this.
Yeah,
and certainly in the full experience, I would put, even with how nothingness and how narratively broken that 1/3 of the episode is, I would still kind of put this higher than the ultimate one in terms of like getting what the show is about. Like, you get a sense of place in the world and progression.
This is kind of an argument for always watching them in chronological order, whether even if that means the ultimate comes after the lowest sometimes, because in this case, the lowest did come after the ultimate, and it showed us the progression really well. That the strength of this lowest episode for us was, oh, Chaka learned how to speak. Anika's still around. Dad disappeared, but we got a better actor with Uncle Jack. Like it really felt like, oh, I feel like I'm caught up on the entire run of Land of the Lost to this point. Which, if this had been the ultimate, right, we would have got here, and then we would have had to go back to Dad, and it would have felt a little disjointed. But thankfully, that's not the way we have the order this time, and it works really, really well. I know I keep saying it, but man, is Uncle Jack better. Like, I'd forgotten he existed, and I was like, oh, now it feels cohesive, right? It feels weirdly more like a family, even though he's the uncle.
Yeah. Well, and what about you, Amos? What did you think?
Gentlemen, I sat down. I had an idea, an epiphany. I sat down with a bowl of pasta and some spaghetti sauce, and I just needed the cheese. And this episode delivered. From the first time you see the unicorn, it's actually a costume.
Yeah.
To the unicorn itself having, like, you can see where they've strapped on.
Yeah, it's a party hat all the way around on the Shetland pony.
Yep. It was awful. The plot, it never at all did I have any buy-in on the plot. The fact that when she was in the cave, she hid in the entrance on her attempt to escape. So all of the dancing with the fire and everything else was completely extraneous because they were already at the entrance of the cave.
And Andrew. No, but remember it well, no, it didn't avalanche
the
until later.
part that
Never mind.
the thing that the singular thing that got me though was an execution error on the green screen when they initially go to the cliff side to crawl across or to go across the fallen tree to make it across the other side and make it over that gap. They're physically higher on the screen than when Jack and the brother come later. They're trying to make the scene over a larger part of the gap. Like they don't, the line, it's not lined up. They're not even on the same.
Because of the earthquake, Amos, obviously.
I did actually. I really dug the fact that they made the I don't know, the antler grappling hook thing and the lion as he was swinging across. I thought all of that really played with a decent sense of scale.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt. Ann C just said the most brilliant thing in our chat room. For most of this conversation about unicorns and snowmen, I thought it was about Lost, not Land of the Lost. Still made sense based on the handful of Lost episodes I've seen.
Yes,
I mean, accurate.
Oh my god!
I would say at least you know what? I don't even know. I was so completely disenfranchised by this whole episode. Just put me so far out of it. Like, how did I ever like this show at all? I was disappointed.
Nah,
Land of the Lost Amos.
First half was great. First half was great.
I want to acknowledge the cake. Because remember, they were making a cake.
Yeah. Why? How did they make a cake?
I don't know.
Okay.
How did she randomly decide to make a cake out of whatever ingredients she had? And then
I bet that cake is
like,
not good.
Well, then they show up. They're like, "Hey, happy birthday!"
She definitely said, like, "Hey, what are the odds? Chocolate cake in dinosaur land."
Yeah.
But she makes a cake
for my
and then
own birthday.
Up. Yeah, then they show up and they're like, "Hey, happy birthday!" She's like, "Why is it today?
I made a cake somehow
because you made a cake and we found a unicorn. I guess I don't like that. That means birthday. I guess.
Yeah, we don't know what day it is, but because you made a cake, we decided it's your birthday.
Well, even that was before they noticed she made a cake.
Yes. I love
the snowman stuff didn't work. Well, I mean, it didn't work, period. But it was fascinating all the different ways it didn't work. It was like they were trying to not make it work with the cinematography, not make it work with the staging, not make it work with the direction, not make it work with the plot.
It's like they stopped. Because I'm with you, Brian. I'm sorry, Amos. Like the first part of this episode, I was again within the Land of the Lost parameters. I'm like, it's not bad. I'm enjoying myself. I'm not needing to look at my watch and see how much longer we got. And then we hit the cave. And
I literally felt like instead of just a soundstage with like just a corner of a soundstage that they've been filming on this entire time, they couldn't use that corner this time. So they went ahead and just showed a recreation from a third grade class down the road. Mm-hmm. Everything was worse. Everything was worse.
Two-headed dinosaur was pretty cool, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it was the Diplodocus was pretty great.
I believe that's correct. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's a scientific term. We got to go two-headed monster on this.
Diplodocus.
The Diplodocus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, folks, if you were like, really, I'm a little uncomfortable with you calling it Abominable Snowman. It's actually a Yeti. You're really going to hate the next episode because the last episode of Land of the Lost, Medicine Man, is what we will watch for the next episode of Land of the Lost, the full experience. We will wind it all up with however it was they wound it all up. What are you expecting, Brian?
Man, I've given up trying to predict. I expect that I suspect that they will not find the dad. I expect that they'll see it like a cutout of him or something.
Do you think they'll make it home, or do we think we just like leave them in the Land of the Lost, hoping there might be other episodes someday?
I would, given the production schedule in the 70s, and this is one where I defer to what Larry knows about the production on this.
Well, sure. Yeah, of course.
I would imagine that they wouldn't be in the business of wrapping up narrative threads on something that may
doesn't
come
feel
back
like it. Yeah.
Later.
Yeah, exactly. Sid and Marty Krofft had a lot of like short run things that they might revisit in the future. So they probably want to leave their options open. I'm with you there. Amos, what are you expecting?
I'm going to go on a limb here and say we might be heading into the first time that I've been able to pick out some accidental racism. I'm not happy about the title of this episode, and I can see being mid-70s, this going very bad to today's standards.
That's your prediction?
Yeah.
I think that's just a fact. Amos. I don't think that's a prediction.
I think they leave him stranded, and I think we
Medicine
end up
Man.
with another character that just doesn't get explained. A new character that doesn't get explained, and they just leave him in the land of the lost.
G. James B. said there was an episode where they escape with the father before Jack arrived.
Oh, wild.
Okay.
I'm just asking Amos how they're going to get around some of those challenges when they're dealing with the medicine man.
I think the challenge is how we're going to get around it. Not how they did. I think they ran right into it.
Amos grew up in Indiana.
Yeah. There's nothing accidentally racist about that either.
Well, I mean, in the cave, there's some fire, water. That was all over the place. That was an improvement. They weren't in the cave this time. They were in like an Aztec ruin or something. So at least they had better accommodations. Maybe.
Well,
that's true. I think they go back to the island.
Well, yes, they have to go back to the island. We'll let you know our chief findings next time, so please tune in at Patreon.
Be brave, warriors.
Patreon.com/Cordkillers. You get the episodes first, and we will see you next time on The Full Experience. Don't squawk.